Ed Warren and Lorraine Warren are shown as the movie The Conjuring starts, who share their supernatural and paranormal experience in a conference. In the next scene, Carolyn Perrin and Roger Perrin, who are shifting in a house with their kids. Their all kids enter the house, but their frightened dog is unwilling to go into the house. They have 5 daughters named Andrea, Nancy, Christine, Cindy, and April. April finds a music box under a big tree having an adjusted mirror. While playing hide and clap, a pine wood is broken by the other girls. That pine wood was fixed to conceal a door. Behind it, their father finds a storeroom full of darkness, which consists of a piano with other antiques. Their disturbed dog continuously barks. Next morning, Carolyn has many spots of wounds on his foot. Their clocks are still set to 3, 7, and their dead dog is discovered outside by April. Next scene occurs in Ghost Museum of Ed Warren, where press reporter is also present with Ed, where Warren is informing reporter that every present things in museum is ghostly or have been used in witchcraft. These ghosts come here for worship once a month. Ed then tells about Annabelle doll. They tell this doll has a devilish power which uses it as a source. Thereafter, farmhouse is shown where the clock does not work as it strikes 3, 7. An evil happening occur at the exact time. And someone pulls Christine's foot during her sleep on her bed, and she also feels a foul smell. Cindy is sleepwalker, so reaches in Andre's room in this state, and hits her head with wardrobe mysteriously. Next day, one more wound spot is appeared on the body of Carolyn. When Roger goes outside, he observes a dead pigeon which falls from the tree. He is astonished seeing it. This happening indicates the capturing of a devilish power there. April and Carolyn are alone at home. April is seen talking with another invisible thing. April then asks to play hide and clap. When Carolyn moves to Andre's room in search of her, the wardrobe is opened there automatically, and someone claps, bringing his hands outside the wardrobe. Carolyn is surprised on it, but for the most part ignores. Following that, someone pulls Christine's foot more strongly during her sleep, causing her to panic. She observes someone standing behind the door who threatens to kill her and all family. Nancy is also with her, but nothing is visible before her. But foul smell is felt. Then Christine tells it to Roger, and all family. Carolyn is shown having many spots of wounds on her body. She then hears the sounds of kids playing. All kids are sleeping in their rooms as she checks. But a strange happening occurs as all photo frames are fallen and broken automatically. Then she hears the sound of girl. Hearing her, she follows. Reaching near basement, the door of basement is automatically opened. Going in the basement, when Carolyn tries to escape, its doors are automatically closed. Carolyn is dropped from the stairs and a ball is thrown to her by someone. Carolyn again tries to escape, but darkness prevails there. Then Carolyn blazes the matchstick to make things visible. A clapping girl is frightening her at the backside. Carolyn is entrapped there. Reaching in Andre's room, Cindy is hitting her head with a cupboard. Seeing it, Andre takes Cindy to her bed for sleep. Suddenly, the door of that wardrobe is automatically opened. Andre opens the wardrobe for checking. A female ghost is at the upside of wardrobe and attacks on her. Roger reaches there instantly and hears the crying sound of someone in surroundings. First of all, he opens the door of basement, extracting Carolyn. Coming outside the basement, both go upstairs and gather their kids at a place. Now they are all afraid. In next scene, a university is shown in which Ed Warren is delivering a lecture on supernaturalism, and Carolyn is also there as a listener. After a lecture, Carolyn moves to Ed Warren and Lorraine Warren, inviting them to her house. On it, Ed and Lorraine go to her house. Carolyn and Roger reveals the whole story, that the circumstances are going worse. They tell the house stinks, the door is knocked thrice in a night, and also closed in morning time. And coming bird in house bird is found dead in their garden. All clocks of house are stopped at 3-7. Ed responds them, these occurrences are the indication of devil's presence here. These occurrences are devil's presence here. Thereafter they move to basement, and going there, Lorraine realizes something is wrong here. And many evil happenings had occurred there. Asking all incidents from Carolyn, Ed records everything. On the other side, Lorraine investigates about the friend of April. On it, April hands her over the music box. While playing the music, Lorraine notices the spirit of a small kid, Rory, in her mirror about whom she had asked from April. Then they go to that tree where they discovered this music box. Lorraine lays eyes on that ghost which was teasing this family. Then Lorraine reveals this house is the dwelling of a huge devil. Coming here, she had detected them. This is a black devil, powerful spirit. She tells that she had seen the dark figure behind Carolyn, Roger, and all kids. The dark figure of ghost is with them, which irritates them. This has stuck with them. If they leave, this will not stop pursuing them. Ed then informs them exorcism will be performed here and for it. They need an authorization from church. Firstly, they have to give evidence to church, and then it will be allowed. Lorraine tells there are numerous ghosts, and one of them is evil-hearted. And Ed plays the recorded at night, but hears only his voice. There is no recording of Roger and Carolyn, and Lorraine tells the history of this place to Ed. As a man had built a farmhouse here, he married a woman who used to believe in black art. Even she was a spellcaster in it. Her name was Bathsheba, and she was going to kill a devil, and she was going to kill a devil, and burning her 7 days' child, Bathsheba had sacrificed him. And when her husband became witness of her doing running outside, she committed suicide, hanging herself with a tree. After this incident, many deaths occurred there as a child named Rory was lost. Drowning in his grief, her mother committed suicide in that house's storeroom. Otherwise, a neighbor also committed suicide, and a child was dead drowning in a pool there. During their conversation, recorder is played itself. Now Ed's voice is heard with Ghost's horrible sound. The time is now 3:07 p.m. The next day, Ed and Lorraine go to Roger's house and collect all of the evidence, so that they may show it to church. A police office and a boy, Brad, help them setting the voice recorder and cameras in house surroundings. And Lorraine notices the Carolyn family photo inside and, using her power, understands this special moment of making. And Ed sprinkles the holy water in all rooms to irritate the devilish powers if are present there. And its action may record. Suddenly, basement door is opened. Ed and Lorraine move there. But there is nothing as they try to come outside. The door is automatically shut. They don't get evidence, finding nothing at that night, and all are taking breakfast happily next morning. Ed says to Carolyn to have some rest. I will manage everything with Lorraine. When Lorraine is drying the clothes, she notices standing Bathsheba behind the clothes. Suddenly that clothes flies and is stuck with the bedroom window of Carolyn. As the clothes is uncovered, Lorraine views the ghost of Bathsheba. Before Lorraine arrives there, Bathsheba bewitches her. And now the devilish moments are begun, and these heinous evil spirits. At first, police officer Brad hears a girl's voice, and immediately he sees the maid ghost, who was suicider. And it frightens the police officer. And Nancy then goes to Andre's room in sleepwalking, and that room door is locked. Nancy's sleepwalking photos are captured by cameras. It was obvious that there was someone except Nancy. When Nancy is in the room, she hears a kid's voice. Hide yourself. All run towards that room, but they find neither a child nor Nancy. Ed is searching with the torchlight and finds her in an empty place between two walls. April informs Lorraine when Rory is afraid, hides himself there. Lorraine immediately reaches at that place. She observes the kid's toys, musical place, and a rope that Bathsheba had used in her suicide. Suddenly, a wood is broken there which causes of Lorraine's fall, and she moves into a storeroom looking into the music box. She notices bitterly weeping spirit of Rory's mother. Rory's mother ghost disappeared, saying, "It asked me to do as such." Bathsheba's ghost is also there, which terrifies Lorraine as she tries to run. It reverses her pulling her necklet. That necklet is dropped down and broken. This was given by her daughter named Judy, whose photo is adjusted in locket. Running outside, Lorraine tells that bewitching, these evil spirits compel mothers to take the life of their child. She tells, now it is bewitching Carolyn, and ghost is the cause of wound spots on her body. Suddenly, crucifixes are fallen on floor, and someone mysteriously pulls the hair of Nancy, dragging her to and fro. But they save Nancy successfully. They decide to leave this house. On it, Ed informs Roger that they will represent everything before church for exorcism of house. Meanwhile, Lorraine hears her daughter Judy's voice and sees her dead body in the pool. She is frightened seeing it. She is got upset for her daughter and tells to Ed about it, calling it an indication. Incoming day, Ed and Lorraine tell the whole happened incidents of house to father, showing all proofs. They have also the photo of sleepwalking Nancy. Along her, the spirit of standing Rory is also there. Father informs they will have to take permission of exorcism from other authority because they are non-Catholics. Now Ed and Lorraine's daughter Judy is shown. The ghost of Bathsheba reaches to her through her lockets. It pulls the foot of Judy, awakening her. She is God afraid and comes outside in search of her father and mother. We also know here that Annabelle doll has disappeared in their ghost museum. Judy is afraid. At the same time, Bathsheba is also seen there keeping the Annabelle doll in her lap. Bathsheba terrorizes and attempts to harm Judy, but Ed and Lorraine arrive just in time to save their daughter's life. On the other side, Carolyn is taking Christine and April along with her. Knowing it, Roger informs Ed instantly. Carolyn tells, "I'm going to that house because all these devilish powers make mothers to kill their children through enchantment." All return back to that house. Carolyn is nearly to kill Christine as they reach there, but they spare the life of Christine and seat her in car. Seeing this occurrence, April hides herself in a place in fear. As they try to bring Carolyn out the house, meanwhile Ghost intends to harm her, stopping. Lorraine gets the point as Carolyn goes outside. She'll be dead by Ghost. That devil drags Carolyn into storeroom. They try to save Carolyn going into the storeroom, but devil turns her condition worst with its power, so it was not the child's play to overcome her. On the other side, police officer is searching April in the house. Carolyn is not anyone's control, and she attacks on everyone one by one. They fasten Carolyn with a chair. Observing her condition, Ed decides to perform exorcism. As Ed begins exorcism, this devil Bathsheba is lost its control and devilish powers are more strengthened. But Ed continues to perform exorcism. Now a strange scene is shown in which devil lifts the chair up in air, stopping exorcism. Falling that chair breaks it. As a result, Carolyn is unfastened, and she tries to attack differently. At the same time, Thomas finds April. Knowing the hidden place of April, Carolyn proceeds to kill her. Before Carolyn kills her, Ed accomplishes his exorcism, reaching there. Taking oath by Ed, Bathsheba agrees to leave, and Carolyn is still bewitched by the devil. Lorraine and Roger then help her. They fortify her with the memories of her children and family, so that she may fight with this ghost. Eventually, the love of his family with her kids is won, and that devilish ghost unwillingly frees Carolyn and leaves. And Carolyn comes to her normal state, and all begin to live their lives happily. And April returns Lorraine's locket, and A places that music box in his museum. Here the movie ends.